Well, here we are, Matt, and we've made it to 100 episodes.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Can you ask the Red Shirt twins what they think of this huge accomplishment we have here? 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
I can't believe we made the 100th episode. That's wonderful for us.
Well, it's not my show that's at 100 episodes.
Then whose show?
And I will be. And you can let the Red Shirt guys know I'm going to cut them out. They're not beloved characters or anything, so we have to cut some stuff for time, so they will not be included in the 100th episode spectacular.
Right.
We're not.
Yes.
Are we not creamy enough for the episode?
We're not jumping around on desks well enough yet. I can change that.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that either.
I mean, if now I kind of want to see you jump on the desk. If you do that, I can guarantee you we will include you in the 100th episode spectacular, sir.
But I'm confused though. Isn't the 100th episode already up?
Oh, no, part 2 of the 100th episode is happening right now in real time.
I'm sorry. Say that again, Chris. Andre was jumping on the desk, and because he's really excited, and
really wants to be part of this 100th episode.
It was very Tom Cruise there for a second, but so I didn't hear a thing you said just now.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the camera for the feed to catch up so I can see him jumping on the desk. I don't see it happening.
Oh, wow.
Are you being honest with me?
Oh, no, I totally am. I didn't know there was that much of a delay. Wow. Yeah.
He's going to be like,
he actually jumped up on the desk. That happened.
Very cool. No, I was saying this is part 2 of episode 100.
Oh, I didn't realize there was going to be a part 2. Very exciting. Very exciting. So part 2, the 100th episode.
I just saw him jump on the desk.
Yeah. Yep. So now you have to put him in.
Okay. Yeah, he's in now. Well, hey, Matt, thank you so much for all you've done to help us with the 100 episodes. You're a beloved part of the series. Everybody loves you, and it's nice to have someone so lovable on the channel. Aww. As you know, we got a lot of nasty boys on there.
Yes. I'm honored to be included. You thought I was a nasty boy the first time you called me. You thought I was a right-wing shock jock.
I don't think I necessarily did. I do call a lot of people that aren't right-wing. It's the right-wing nasty boys that I call, I try to really hassle and cause trouble for.
Yes.
But as soon as we realize that someone's just a good guy, then we just try to have a little bit of fun, you know?
Oh, okay. Well, you are Canadian, and Canadians are nice.
Thank you for saying that, Matt. Well, I'm going to let you go now. I just did need to get a clip, and it would be nice. Do you have Hopwood coming in this week at all?
I don't know, because I never know when he's showing up. I never know when he's going to be here. He tends to show up unannounced.
Yeah. Okay, well, for old time's sake, I'm going to give you one of these. Hey, Matt, can I get a pepperoni pizza?
It's on the way. All right. So I should probably explain. So that was a comedian from Vancouver named Chris James. And he calls a lot of different shows and kind of harasses the hosts and stuff. He does a lot of prank calls. And most of the prank calls that end up in his show, which is called Not Even a Show on YouTube, most of the callers or most of the calls that end up in the show are him hassling these really right-wing hosts. And I don't know how he found this show, but that's what he initially thought I was, because I found the very first episode where he included a clip from this show, and he actually introduced me as a right-wing shock jock. And then I think he figured out that he had me wrong, but he still calls, and he does this funny stuff, and he picks fights with a gentleman named John Hopwood, who is a frequent contributor on this show. And Hopwood hates him. Like, he'll take off his headphones and everything. And it's not that John doesn't have a sense of humor. He just doesn't have a sense of humor when it comes to Chris, apparently. So what happened is, Chris had been calling the show, usually once or twice a week and doing these prank calls. And then over the weekend, see, I always wondered, is he doing like his own show or something? Is he doing something with this material? I didn't know who the guy was. Couldn't figure it out. I tried a little bit. I didn't do any detective work or anything. And then over the weekend, I see this video show up on my YouTube feed from, I don't know if you guys know a show called The Majority Report with Sam Cedar. Sam Cedar's a liberal host. Yeah. So he's one of the shows that I subscribe to online. So it shows up in my YouTube feed, a clip from The Majority Report, something about Sebastian Gorka gets prank called on his show. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sebastian Gorka, but he was part of the Trump administration for a bit. And
that Gorka.
Yes, and I personally find Gorka to be really detestable and gross. So I see that title, I'm like,
he is a Gorka. What do you expect?
Yeah, and he talks like this. I'm Sebastian Gorka, which is a horrendous impression of him. But anyway, but I hate him. So I see this title, and I'm like, oh, somebody prank called Sebastian Gorka. I got to listen to this. So I click it, and Sam Cedar and his co-host are kind of setting up the clip, and then they play the clip, and I hear the caller's voice, and I recognize the voice and the cadence immediately, and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy who calls my show. I couldn't believe it. And that's how I found out, like, completely, like, by happenstance. If I hadn't seen that video show up in my feed, I never would have even figured it out. And then at the end of the clip, they're talking about him, and they're like, yeah, his name's Chris James. He's a comedian. He has a show on YouTube called Not Even a Show, which I highly recommend. It's very funny. And then, so then I'm like, I went through the videos on his YouTube channel, and I found every single one that included a clip of him calling this show, and I shared them all out on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page, because they're all time-stamped and everything, and it's great stuff. It's really funny.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and so now I know his name and everything, and he's very funny. I recommend. He also does stand-up, and his stand-up is very funny. He's a comic up in Vancouver, and so my only worry, though, is I hope he still calls. Oh, he called today. I hope he still calls in the future.
I'm sure he will.
Well, I just hope from his point of view, it's not like, oh, it's not the same now that Matt knows who I am.
I can't have fun with him anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll still call.
No, he should. And just next time, maybe just make it a little crazy on him.
You know what I'll have to do? The next time John Hopwood is here, his nemesis, or really more, he's Hopwood's nemesis, I'll have to tweet him and hope he sees it in time. Sorry, John, if you're listening, but yes, I'm plotting against you. No, it's just funny. No, and John Hopwood, for the record, is a very good friend, and I love him dearly. But just him reacting to Chris is hilarious, because he gets all mad, you know? Which is like, what's to be mad about? He's just having fun. Just have fun. But John gets all mad. So anyway, so that was Chris James. That's my Chris James story.